The wooden porch creaked gently beneath their weight, a familiar sound in the tranquility of twilight. Haruki and Emiko sat side by side, their gazes resting on the distant hills where the sun slipped lazily into a sea of pink. Haruki broke the silence, his voice soft as the evening breeze. "The cherry blossoms are late this year." His words hovered in the air, mingling with the rustling leaves. Emiko traced delicate patterns on the wooden floor with her fingers, her eyes following the lines she drew. "Perhaps they wait for us to notice them," she replied, her voice a whisper against the encroaching night. Their shared silence was thick with the weight of unspoken grief, a cloak they both wore but rarely acknowledged. The sky deepened, stars peeking through the velvet darkness, and a sudden breeze stirred the branches above. Cherry blossoms, like ethereal spirits, danced free in the moon's glow, caught in a whimsical waltz. Among them, a child's laughter echoed, a sound both familiar and distant. Emiko shivered, the chill of memory brushing against her skin. "Do you hear it, Haruki?" she asked, eyes searching the swirling petals. Haruki nodded, his heart aching with each beat. "It's Sora," he said softly, the name carrying both joy and sorrow. The presence of their lost son felt tangible in the air, like the subtle scent of approaching rain. His spirit seemed to weave through the blossoms, a gentle reminder of happiness once shared. The glow of lanterns from the village below flickered to life, casting a warm halo over the rooftops. Emiko leaned against Haruki, seeking comfort in his steady presence. "I miss him," she admitted, her voice barely audible. Yet the truth of it was heavy, undeniable. "We both do," Haruki acknowledged, his gaze far away, as though searching for answers among the stars. "But here, now, he is with us." His words were a vow, a promise to keep their son's memory alive amidst the sorrow. The world around them hushed into night, the chorus of crickets replacing the day's gentle hum. Emiko sighed, her thoughts a myriad of emotions. "Do you think he knows we remember him? Like this?" Haruki turned to her, eyes reflecting the tender glow of the lanterns. "I believe he does. And in these quiet moments, he knows he is loved. Always." Together they sat, hand in hand, as the cherry blossoms continued their dance, a timeless reminder of life's beautiful, yet fleeting, nature. The moon rises, casting a silver glow upon the earth as Haruki and Emiko remain on the porch, the air thick with nostalgia, each breath a reminder of what they've lost. A gentle breeze begins to stir, rustling the branches above them. "Do you hear it?" Emiko's voice trembles, yet there's a softness there, an aching hope. Her eyes lift to the sky, searching the dance of petals as if they held secrets. Haruki listens closely, the quiet night amplifying the whisper of the wind. Then a sound, faint yet unmistakable, laughter, a child's laughter. His heart tightens with both joy and sorrow. "It's Sora," he whispers, a current of longing threading through his words. "He's with us, isn't he?" Emiko nods, a shiver running down her spine as the petals swirl around them, spirits awakening in their dance. "Always," she murmurs, her fingers brushing the delicate blossoms as if touching the essence of their son. "He's part of these nights, these memories." Haruki closes his eyes, envisioning Sora's face, the brightness of his smile. "How can something so fleeting hold such weight?" he muses aloud, the question hanging in the air like a mirage. Emiko leans closer to him, her warmth a balm in the night's chill. "Because memory is a bridge," she replies, "and those we love never truly leave. They stay, woven into the fabric of our lives." Their gazes meet, a shared understanding passing between them. In that moment, the laughter grows, wrapping around them like the softest of blankets. a lullaby of love and loss. "Do you think he's happy?" Haruki asks, the vulnerability in his voice raw and honest. Emiko smiles through her tears, a light kindling in her eyes. "I believe he is," she says with conviction. "He's free to dance among the stars and play beneath the moon." Haruki releases a breath he hadn't realized he was holding, the weight of grief momentarily lifting. "Then, perhaps, we can be happy too," he suggests, the words tentative yet hopeful. Emiko reaches for his hand, intertwining their fingers, a silent promise of unity and strength. "Let's find a way," she whispers, her voice carrying the determination of a heart ready to mend. And as the cherry blossoms continue their ethereal descent, the echoes of Sora's laughter linger, a melody that guides them through the darkness, towards a light they are only beginning to see. The river flows in languid whispers, its surface a smooth, glassy veil reflecting the tentative morning light. Haruki stands at the edge, his eyes locked on the shifting reflection that gazes back at him. The water distorts his image, transforming familiar features into a fluid abstraction of himself. "Can we ever find peace?" he murmurs, the question dissolving into the murmur of the current. Behind him, Emiko's footsteps are soft upon the earth, a gentle approach that announces her presence before she rests a hand on his shoulder. He doesn't turn, but there's solace. In her touch, a shared burden made lighter. "We must try," she replies, her voice steady, though it carries the weight of their shared sorrow. Haruki lifts a pebble from the riverbank, feeling its cool, smooth surface before casting it into the water. It skips once, twice, before surrendering to the depths, creating ripples that radiate outward, distorting their dual reflections. "Do you think he's watching us?" he asks, his voice barely above a whisper, as if fearing to disturb the memory. Of Sora, Emiko watches the ripples fade, the water reclaiming its calm. "I feel him," she says softly, her gaze drifting towards the cherry trees that line the river, their branches heavy with expectant buds. "In the wind, in the blossoms." "Then perhaps he finds peace," Haruki muses, a hint of hope threading through his words, like sunlight piercing through a canopy of leaves. His eyes follow the current as it carries petals downstream, each one a token of the past drifting towards an uncertain horizon. Emiko nods, her grip on his shoulder firm yet gentle. She closes her eyes for a moment, inhaling deeply, as if drawing strength from the very earth beneath her feet. "We must remember him with joy, not just with tears," she says, a pledge forming in the air between them, as real and tangible as the river's flow. Haruki turns at last to face her, the morning light, casting their shadows long across the ground. In her eyes, he finds a reflection of his own resolve, a mirrored determination to tread the path of healing, together. "Then we begin today," he decides, his voice a quiet promise to himself and to her. Together, they stand by the river, the water singing its ancient eternal song around them. As the sun rises higher, its warmth dispelling the chill of night, they linger in the moment, letting the river carry away the fragments of their grief, an offering to the relentless passage of time. The village square hums quietly under the watchful gaze of the morning sun, its light spilling over the cobblestone paths like golden silk. Haruki and Emiko walk side by side, footsteps synchronized with the rhythm of their shared silence. In the heart of the village, the air is thick with the scent of earth and the distant murmur of life awakening. As they approach the ancient willow tree that stands like a sentinel, Kaito, the village elder, slowly emerges from the shade, his presence a gentle interruption to their ponderings. "Haruki." "Emiko." Kaito's voice is a soft rumble, like the river against the rocks. His eyes, deep and knowing, settle on them, carrying wisdom amassed over seasons of both joy and sorrow. "Grief is a river," he begins, allowing the words to linger like a melody half-remembered. Haruki shifts, his gaze dropping to the ground as though seeking answers in the dust. "Can it truly carry us to new shores, Kaido?" he asks, his voice a tremor that betrays the storm within. Kaido nods, his expression serene, a quiet sage amidst the turbulence. "It can, if you let it, if you trust in the current and embrace the journey." He gestures to the village around them, its modest beauty weaving stories of those who have walked its paths before. Amiko, her eyes tracing the lines of Kaito's weathered face, searches for a thread of hope to cling to. "We've lost so much," she whispers, vulnerability slipping through her carefully constructed walls. Kaito reaches out, his hand resting on Haruki's shoulder, a steady anchor. "Loss is part of the tapestry, as is love. You must let the river guide you, not drown you." His words are like a gentle breeze, lifting them, offering a choice that feels both daunting and liberating. A pause stretches between them, filled with the quiet resolve of those who know the weight of time. Haruki lifts his head, meeting Kaido's gaze with a newfound clarity. We will try," he promises, the resolve firming his voice. Amiko steps closer, her hand finding Haruki's, a silent pact forming in the space between their fingers. Together, she adds, her voice a soft echo of determination, a vow to face the tides of grief as one. Kaito nods, his smile a benediction, a sign of faith in their resilience. "Then the river shall carry you." His words settle over them, a gentle encouragement that lingers like the scent of cherry blossoms on a spring breeze. As they part ways, Haruki and Emiko continue through the village, their hearts lighter, their steps more assured. The river of grief, once a torrent threatening to engulf them, now feels like a path, a journey towards healing, towards shores unknown, but not unwelcome. Emiko walked slowly beneath the canopy of cherry blossoms, each step deliberate, as if tracing a path through memories. The blossoms whispered as they fell, a gentle cadence that mirrored the rhythm of her heart. She saw Aiko waiting by the old stone bench, her presence a comfort and a mirror to their shared past. "Do you remember when we used to play here?" Aiko's voice was soft, yet it resonated with the clarity of a bell, stirring echoes of laughter that once filled the air. Emiko nodded, her movements graceful and serene, though her eyes shimmered with unshed tears. "Yes, we thought the world was endless then, a place where dreams took flight." Aiko smiled, her gaze tender as she watched the petals drift. "We would pretend to be queens of the world, ruling a kingdom of blossoms. And every petal was a promise," Emiko added, her voice almost a whisper, as if speaking too loudly might shatter the delicate spell of their memories. They sat together on the bench, the cool stone grounding them in the present. Emiko's fingers traced the fine veins of a fallen petal, its texture as fragile as the memories they cherished. "It feels strange," she confessed, "to sit here without Sora. His laughter was the music of this place." Aiko reached over, taking Emiko's hand with a gentle squeeze. "His spirit is woven into every breeze, every shadow that dances here. You can still feel him, can't you?" Emiko closed her eyes, allowing herself to breathe in the scent of blossoms mingled with the warmth of friendship. "Yes, I can. It's as though he's watching over us, reminding us of the joy that once filled this space." "Then let us honor him," Aiko proposed, her tone infused with quiet resolve, "by finding our own joy again. It's what he would have wanted." Emiko opened her eyes, meeting Aiko's steady gaze, and nodded. Perhaps it's time to remember not only what we've lost, but what we've gained in the love we shared." They sat in companionable silence, the sun filtering through the branches, casting dappled patterns of light and shadow. The world around them was alive, vibrant with the promise of renewal, even in the face of sorrow. As the petals continued their descent, Emiko and Aiko remained there, anchored by the past yet buoyed by the possibility of healing. In their hearts, a silent vow formed, to let the blossoms guide them back to the light, to the laughter, to the life that still awaited. And so, beneath the cherry trees, they lingered, allowing the whispers of the season to mend the quiet cracks in their souls. Haruki lay beneath the wooden beams of their modest home, the soft rustle of the night air weaving through the open window, guiding him into a realm where dreams and reality entwine. His breath, a gentle whisper in the quiet night, mingled with the distant chorus of crickets, lulling him into a deeper slumber. In this dreamscape, he found himself amidst a field of cherry blossoms, petals swirling in the breeze like whispers of forgotten memories. Haruki walked forward, each step tender and hesitant, as if the earth beneath his feet held the fragile weight of his heart. Laughter rang out, delicate yet clear, a melody he knew well. "Sora," Haruki called softly, his voice carried by the wind. The laughter grew closer, weaving through the trees until Sora appeared, a radiant figure of youthful joy, his small hands reaching out to grasp the blossoms. Haruki's heart ached with the beauty of it, the vision of his son running through the fields, every movement a symphony of innocence and life. "Papa?" Sora's voice rang out, as pure and unburdened as the sky above them. Haruki's eyes shimmered. With unshed tears, his hand reaching forward, "Sora, wait, I'm here," he said, his words trembling with longing. Sora paused, turning to face him, his eyes reflecting the endless horizon. "Do you hear the trees, Papa?" Sora asked, his voice a gentle breeze. Haruki listened, the rustling leaves a soft chorus around them. "I do," he replied, his voice catching on the emotion that welled within him. Sora's form began to waver, the edges blurring like a watercolor painting touched by rain, yet his smile remained, a beacon in the growing twilight. "You must listen." "Always," Sora whispered, his image fading like a sigh on the wind. Haruki surged forward, his hands outstretched, but the boy dissolved into the sea of blossoms, leaving behind only the echo of his laughter. "No, please," Haruki murmured, the earth beneath him cool and unforgiving. He awoke with a start, the room dimly lit by the pale light of the moon. Emiko, sensing his restlessness, turned to him, her eyes searching his with quiet understanding. "Sora." "He was here," Haruki whispered, his voice a fragile thread. Emiko reached out, her fingers brushing against his cheek, a tangible anchor amid the swirling remnants of the dream. "He is always with us," she said, her words a soothing balm. Haruki nodded, the weight of the dream settling into his soul, a reminder of the path they must walk, together, through fields of memory and love, toward the solace hidden in the embrace of fleeting blossoms. The morning sun filters through the trees, casting a warm, golden light over the village paths. Haruki and Emiko walk hand in hand, their steps slow and deliberate, as if each footfall is a meditation on the earth beneath them. The air is fragrant with the scent of cherry blossoms, and the sound of distant laughter carries on the breeze. Kaito, the wise elder, joins them, his presence as steady as the ancient oaks surrounding them. "Do you hear them?" he asks, his voice, a low murmur, echoing like a gentle stream. "Hear what?" Haruki replies, his curiosity piqued. "The stories of those who came before us," Kaito continues, gesturing around him. "Every life is a petal, beautiful, brief, and part of something greater." Emiko nods, her eyes tracing the delicate dance of falling petals. It's like they whisper secrets, secrets of lives lived and dreams dreamed. Kaito smiles, a knowing glint in his eyes. "Yes, and each whisper tells us that life, is more than sorrow. It is woven with joy, with love, with moments that linger long after we're gone. Haruki squeezes Emiko's hand, feeling the truth of Kaito's words resonate within him. And in those moments, we find eternity. Exactly, Kaito affirms, his footsteps steady as they walk. Embrace the fleeting, for it is in the fleeting we find our permanence. They continue along the path, the world around them alive with color and sound. Emiko stops, bending to pick up a fallen blossom, its pink vibrant against her palm. Sora loved these flowers, she says softly, her voice woven with memory. And he still does, Haruki replies, his gaze gentle upon her. He lives in every petal, in every breath we take. Kaito watches them, a silent guardian of their journey. Grief binds us, but love frees us. Emiko looks up, her eyes meeting Kaito's with gratitude. Thank you for reminding us of the beauty in the brief. Kaito bows slightly, the wisdom of years reflected in his eyes. The cherry blossoms teach us that though life is ephemeral, the love we leave behind is eternal. As they walk on, the village seems to breathe with them, a living tapestry of past and present. Haruki and Emiko carry Kaito's words with them, their hearts lighter, their steps surer, as cherry blossoms fall around them like blessings from the skies. The gentle rustle of pages fills the small room where Emiko sits, cocooned in the soft, golden light streaming through the window. Her fingers graze the spine of an old book, its cover worn with time and love. She breathes in the familiar scent of paper and memories, a comfort, a refuge. As she turns a page, something falls free. A slip of paper, delicate as a whisper. Emiko pauses, her heart a sudden tightrope. She unfolds it with reverence, a relic of Sora's small, eager hands. Haruki! Come see this, she calls, her voice barely above a murmur, laced with both longing and discovery. Haruki enters, his footsteps a quiet echo on the tatami floor. He kneels beside her, the warmth of his presence a balm to her heart. Emiko holds the letter between them, her fingers trembling. It's from Sora, she breathes, the words a confession wrapped in wonder. Haruki's eyes soften as he peers at the childish scrawl. Each letter a tender embrace from the past. I love you, forever and always, he reads aloud, his voice a fragile bridge connecting them to their son. Tears pool in Emiko's eyes, shimmering like morning dew. He must have hidden it in here for us to find, she whispers, her heart swelling, with both joy and sorrow. Haruki reaches out, gently tracing the faded ink, his touch an unspoken vow. Even now, he watches over us, he says, his words a quiet benediction. Emiko nods, her tears falling upon the letter, transforming the ink into a dance of soft hues. It's like he's speaking to us, she murmurs, reminding us that love never fades. Haruki wraps an arm around her, drawing her close, the letter cradled between them like a fragile promise. Our love for him, and his for us. It's eternal, he says, his voice steady, a rock amidst the tide of emotion. The silence between them hums with life, a tapestry of shared grief and enduring love. Emiko breathes deeply, the air thick with the scent of cherry blossoms, their fleeting beauty a reminder of life's preciousness. As they sit there, entwined with memories and the weight of unspoken words, the room fills with a gentle peace, an acceptance of the unseen bonds that tie them together. And in that moment, beneath the watchful gaze of Sora's spirit, they find solace in the simple truth of love. The letter a cherished testament to the timeless connection between parent and child. The cherry trees stood in silent witness, their branches heavy with blossoms that fluttered gently around Haruki and Emiko. Beneath this pink canopy, the air seemed to shimmer with an unspoken magic. Emiko reached out, her fingers brushing the petals as they danced. They remind me of Sora, how he loved to catch them in his tiny hands. Haruki nodded, his gaze following the spiraling descent of a single petal. He always said they were like little butterflies, fluttering just for him. His voice was a gentle murmur, a soft echo against the stillness. Emiko turned to him, her eyes filled with a tender sorrow. "Do you feel him, Haruki? It's as if he's here with us, in the wind, in the light." Haruki closed his eyes, letting the breeze caress his face. "Yes, I feel him, like a whisper carried by the wind. Gentle, but ever present." The words were a balm, soothing the raw edges of their grief. As they stood together, a sudden gust sent a cascade of blossoms swirling around them, enveloping them in a fragrant embrace. Emiko laughed, the sound bright and unexpected. "It's as if he's trying to tell us something, to remind us of joy." Haruki smiled, the warmth of it reaching his eyes. "Perhaps he's telling us that love never truly leaves. It changes form, but it remains." With a nod, Emiko took his hand, her grip firm and reassuring. "We must learn to see him in all things, to hold him close without holding on too tightly." The moment stretched, a tender silence filled with understanding. Haruki squeezed her hand, a silent agreement. "Together, then, we will find our way through this, through him." Emiko leaned into him, her head resting on his shoulder. I think he's given us his blessing, to live, to love, to remember." They stood there, wrapped in the ethereal beauty of the falling petals, their hearts opening to the possibility of healing. The blossoms whispered around them, a symphony of love and forgiveness. As the sky began to deepen into twilight, Haruki and Emiko looked up, the blossoms still cascading down like a gentle rain. Emiko whispered, "Thank you, Sora. Thank you for teaching us how to find beauty in the fleeting." With a sigh, Haruki echoed her words. "Thank you for being our light even in the darkest of nights." And so, beneath the cherry trees, they found solace in each other, in the memories that lingered, and in the promise of tomorrow. The morning sun filters through the cherry blossoms, casting dapples of light onto the soft earth. Haruki kneels beside a patch of land near their home, a small spade in hand. His movements are deliberate, each stroke of the soil exuding reverence and tenderness. "This is for you, Sora," Haruki murmurs, his voice barely above a whisper. He digs into the ground, feeling the coolness of the earth beneath his fingers, a sacred connection to both past and future. Emiko watches from a distance, her heart swelling with a mixture of pride and longing. She steps closer, kneeling beside Haruki, her presence a calm reassurance. "He would have loved this, to see something grow," she says softly, her eyes tracing the outline of the hole, imagining the life that will soon emerge. Haruki nods, a faint smile tugging at his lips. "A cherry tree for our cherry blossom boy," he replies, the words a gentle caress of memory and hope. He places a seedling into the ground, patting the earth with care, each touch a silent prayer. Emiko reaches out, her fingers brushing against Haruki's. "We plant this, not just for him, but for us," she adds, her voice steady, the weight of shared grief lifting slowly with each word spoken. Haruki pauses, looking into her eyes, the depths of their shared sorrow reflected in her gaze. "For us," he repeats, understanding that this act is a bridge, a way to honor the past and embrace the future. He presses the soil down firmly, sealing their promise. The wind stirs, carrying the scent of cherry blossoms through the air, a fragrant symphony that envelops them. Haruki closes his eyes, feeling the warmth of the sun, the coolness of the earth, and the gentle breeze, a trinity of nature's gifts that echo the presence of their son. Emiko leans forward, brushing a stray petal. From Haruki's hair, her touch light and filled with love. "He is with us," she whispers, a statement not of belief, but of certainty. Haruki exhales, a deep breath that seems to carry away the remnants of lingering sorrow. "Always, in the rustle of the leaves, in the bloom of every petal," he replies, his voice imbued with a newfound peace. Together they rise, standing side by side, their hands intertwined, a testament to the resilience of love, the strength found in unity. The cherry tree stands as a symbol of their journey, its roots anchored deep, its branches reaching towards the sky, a living homage to a son forever cherished. As they turn to leave, the wind carries a soft whisper, a sound that, for a brief moment, feels like Sora's laughter, a gentle reminder that love, much like the blossoms, is eternal in its fleeting beauty. The sky, a vast tapestry of blue, welcomes the sun's gentle descent. Emiko stands at the edge of an open field, a single kite cradled in her hands. Its vibrant colors, once Sora's favorite, seem to speak of a freedom unchained, a joy untethered. She takes a deep breath, feeling the weight of the moment, the gravity of letting go. "Fly free," she whispers, her voice a soft caress against the stirring breeze. Her fingers linger on the string, a final touch, a last goodbye. With a careful release, she sends the kite skyward, watching as it catches the wind, dancing with the clouds, a splash of color against the vast expanse. Haruki stands beside her, his eyes tracing the kite's journey as it ascends, an echo of Sora's laughter playing in his mind. "He loved this," Haruki murmurs, his voice a gentle tremor, a memory caught in time. Emiko nods, her eyes following the kite's playful dance. "He did," she replies, her words carrying the warmth of 1,000 shared moments, the echo of a child's delight. The kite soars higher, weaving through the air with a grace born of the wind's embrace. Emiko closes her eyes, feeling the sun's warmth on her face, the whisper of the breeze in her hair. "This is our gift to him," she says, a quiet strength in her voice, a promise to cherish the present, to honor the past. Haruki places a hand. On her shoulder, a comforting weight, a silent assurance. "We must let him go," he says, his words a gentle resolution. "But we hold his love here. Always." Emiko turns to him, their eyes meeting, a shared understanding, a bond unbroken by time or loss. Together, they stand in the field, the kite, a distant silhouette against the sky, a symbol of their sacrifice, their journey through grief. The wind carries the kite further, its tail a fluttering ribbon of memories, a tapestry of love unending. Emiko's gaze follows the kite's path, her heart lightened by the act of release, the embrace of the infinite sky. "We are not alone," she says softly, her voice a prayer, a blessing. Haruki nods, feeling the truth in her words, the presence of Sora, a gentle spirit woven into the fabric of their lives. As the kite dwindles to a distant speck, they stand together, united in their resolve, their love a beacon in the twilight. The world around them fades into a serene quietude, the sky a canvas of fading light, the horizon a promise of new beginnings. The river flows silently beneath the moonlit sky, a silver ribbon carrying whispers of dreams and memories. Haruki and Emiko stand side by side, holding delicate paper lanterns, their glow a soft promise against the night. "Ready?" Haruki asks, his voice a gentle murmur within the tranquil evening. Emiko nods, her eyes reflecting the lantern's light. "Yes, it's time to let go." With steady hands, they release the lanterns onto the river. The small vessels bob gently, the flickering flames a testament to hopes and farewells. They watch as the lanterns drift slowly, carrying their burdens into the embrace of the water. "What did you write?" Emiko whispers, her words mingling with the soft rustle of the breeze. Haruki gazes at the lanterns, moving further away. "For Sora. May our love guide you always." Emiko closes her eyes briefly, feeling the weight of his words settle in her heart. I wished for him to find peace, and for us to find courage. The river accepts their offerings, its surface shimmering with the glow of their lanterns. They stand in silence, the night around them a canvas painted with stars and gentle shadows. "It's strange," Haruki speaks, "how something so small can carry so much." Emiko rests her head against his shoulder, her presence a quiet comfort. "The river knows," she replies softly. "It carries everything, and yet asks for nothing." He nods, placing a hand over hers, their connection a silent testament to shared sorrow and healing. The lanterns, now distant specks of light, continue their journey, carrying wishes and regrets into the unknown. "Do you think he feels our love?" Emiko's voice is a fragile thread weaving through the night. "Yes," Haruki answers, his certainty a balm for both their souls. Love transcends. It is the one thing that never fades. They remain by the river, the night's calm wrapping around them like a gentle embrace. The water's soft rhythm echoes, their heartbeats synchronizing their hopes with nature's eternal dance. "Tonight we let go," Emiko whispers, freeing a breath she had held for too long. "And begin anew," Haruki adds, his gaze never leaving the path of the lanterns. In the quiet moments that follow, they find a sense of peace, knowing that Sora's spirit, like the lanterns, is cradled by the river's endless journey, a part of something far greater than themselves. The village square is alive with the fragrance of cherry blossoms, their petals cascading gently to the ground, a soft carpet beneath Haruki and Emiko's feet. They walk slowly, hand in hand, amidst the villagers who wander in awe beneath the trees. "Look how they bloom," Haruki murmurs, his voice a calm river in the soft evening air. Emiko nods, her eyes tracing the delicate lace of blossoms above. "It feels as if they are singing," she replies, her words a quiet song of gratitude. Around them, laughter mingles with the rustling leaves, a symphony of life that fills the square. Children chase petals, their giggles echoing like bells, while elders sit quietly, their smiles a testament to life's enduring beauty. Haruki pauses, his gaze sweeping the scene before him. "I'd forgotten how it feels," he says, his voice tinged with wonder. "To be part of something so alive." Emiko squeezes his hand, her heart lightened by the shared joy around them. "We are not alone," she whispers, her eyes glistening with unshed tears. "We've always had each other. And them." A gentle breeze stirs the blossoms, sending a flurry of petals dancing through the air. Haruki lifts his face to the sky, letting them brush against his cheeks, their touch a balm to his spirit. "I see him in these moments," he confides, his voice a thread connecting the past to the present. Emiko turns to him, her smile tender, understanding blooming between them like the flowers around them. "Yes," she agrees softly. "Sora is here, in every breath of wind, in every petal." Nearby, a group of villagers gathers around a small table laden with tea and sweets, their camaraderie a gentle invitation. Aiko waves them over, her presence a steadfast beacon amidst the shifting crowd. "Come," Aiko calls, her voice warm as the sun's embrace. "Join us. There is always room." As they approach, Haruki feels a weight lifting, replaced by the comforting ties of community and shared memory. Emiko settles beside Aiko, her laughter mingling with the others, a sound so pure it seems to cleanse the air. Haruki watches, his heart swelling with gratitude. "In their eyes," he murmurs to himself, "I see the reflection of our journey, the path that brought us here." Emiko glances at him, her expression serene. "We've come far," she acknowledges, her voice a gentle caress. "And here, among these blooms, I feel at home." Together they stand beneath the boughs, the blossoms swirling around them, an eternal dance that reminds them of love's enduring presence. The fragrance of cherry blossoms embraces the village, weaving through the laughter and chatter of the crowd. Haruki and Emiko walk slowly, finding their way amidst familiar faces. Their hands intertwined, each step a gentle reminder of their journey from grief to hope. Emiko smiles, her eyes catching the bright gaze of Aiko, who approaches with a warmth that wraps around them like a cherished memory. "I see the blossoms have finally noticed," Aiko says, her voice a melody that drifts through the air, mingling with the soft rustle of petals. "Perhaps they waited for us," Emiko replies, her words a reflection of the past, yet brightened by the glow of the present. She pauses, looking into Aiko's eyes, finding solace in their shared history. "Thank you for being here, for being with us." Aiko nods, her expression understanding and kind, as if holding the weight of the unspoken. "We've walked many paths together, haven't we? And yet, each step brings us closer to something new." Haruki, listening to the exchange, watches the cherry blossoms dance above them, their delicate fall a silent witness to their resilience. "I think these blossoms, they've taught us something," he muses softly, his voice carrying a thread of contemplation. Aiko tilts her head, curiosity sparking within her. "And what is it they've taught you?" Haruki takes a breath, feeling the words settle into place. "That life, it drifts like petals, beautiful, but so fleeting. And yet, it's the moments we share, the love we find that give it meaning." Emiko squeezes his hand gently, her heart resonating with his sentiment. "And that love? It's what brings us here, to this moment, isn't it?" Aiko smiles, her presence a comforting light in the midst of their reflections. "It is. And it always will be." The trio stands, absorbed in the harmony of their connection, as laughter swirls around them like an echo of joy rediscovered. The villagers move with ease, the atmosphere one of celebration and unity. Haruki turns to Emiko, his gaze steady and full of gratitude. "We have found our way, haven't we?" With a nod and a soft smile, Emiko looks around, the scene unfolding before her eyes like a tapestry of life's beauty. Her voice, though quiet, is filled with a newfound strength. "Yes, together we have." Aiko's presence lingers, a reminder of friendship's enduring power as the cherry blossoms continue their gentle descent. Each petal a whispered promise of renewal. The morning sun filters through the delicate lattice of cherry blossoms, casting dappled shadows across the path where Haruki walks, each step deliberate, carrying him toward Kaito's humble abode. The fragrance of the blossoms mingles with the earth's warmth, wrapping around him like an embrace. As he reaches the elder's garden, Kaito appears, his presence steady, like the mountains that cradle the village. "Haruki!" Kaito greets, his voice as calm as still water. "You look different today." Haruki nods, a small smile playing on his lips. "I wanted to thank you for guiding us through." "Ah," Kaito chuckles softly, his eyes twinkling with wisdom. "The journey is yours alone, but I'm glad to have walked a part of it with you." They stand, the silence between them not of absence but of mutual understanding. Haruki watches as Kaito tends to a bonsai tree, his hands gentle, shaping the branches with care. "This tree," Haruki begins, "is it like us? Shaped by time and experience?" Kaito pauses, considering, then nods. Indeed, each bend, each twist, tells a story. Haruki's gaze lingers on the tree, its miniature form a testament to resilience, to survival. "You taught us that love, is the thread that weaves us all together. Kaido looks up, his expression one of quiet pride. It is the one truth that remains, when everything else fades. A breeze stirs the trees, carrying the soft rustle of leaves, a whispered conversation between nature and man. Haruki breathes in deeply, feeling the weight of gratitude settle in his heart. "Thank you," he says again, his voice firm, "for reminding us that life is about the moments we hold dear." Kaito bows his head, a gesture of respect and understanding. "You and Emiko have found your way. It is an honor to witness your journey." Haruki turns to leave, his steps lightened by the burden he no longer carries alone. As he walks back through the village, he notices the laughter of children, the gentle murmur of conversations, the vibrant tapestry of life woven around him. Each sound, each sight, a testament to the enduring power of love and community. In the distance, the cherry blossoms fall like gentle rain, their beauty fleeting, yet eternal, and Haruki knows with certainty that they have found their peace in the embrace of the present, the echoes of the past, now a cherished melody guiding them forward. The village square is alive with the gentle hum of anticipation, the lantern festival casting a warm glow over the cobblestone paths. Haruki and Emiko arrive, walking hand in hand, their steps in sync with the murmuring crowd. The night air is cool, filled with the scent of lantern oil and the soft rustle of silk kimonos. "Do you remember the first festival we came to?" Haruki asks, stopping to adjust the sleeve of Emiko's kimono. His touch lingers, a silent promise of enduring love. Emiko smiles, her eyes reflecting the flickering lanterns above. "You wore that ridiculous hat," she teases gently, recalling the memory with a fond chuckle. "It kept falling off." Haruki laughs softly, the sound mingling with the laughter of children darting through the square, their faces illuminated by the lanterns they carry. "I still have it somewhere," he admits, his voice tender with nostalgia. He lets his gaze wander to the sky, where lanterns float, tiny beacons against the vast darkness. Aiko approaches, her presence a quiet comfort amidst the bustling celebration. "Here," she says, handing them a lantern, its delicate paper painted, with cherry blossoms. "For Sora." Emiko takes the lantern, her fingers tracing the blossoms. "Thank you, Aiko," she whispers. "For everything." Aiko nods, her eyes shimmering with unshed tears and unspoken understanding. "He's always with you," she assures, her words a balm to the soul. Haruki and Emiko step forward, joining the procession of villagers releasing lanterns. Together, they lift their lantern, its pale light casting gentle shadows on their faces. "Ready?" Haruki asks, his voice a quiet vow. Emiko nods, her grip firm on his hand. "Yes," she replies, her heart steady and full. In unison, they release the lantern, watching as it ascends gracefully into the sky. It wavers slightly, caught by a breeze, then soars higher, becoming one with the constellation of lights. "May our love guide you," Emiko murmurs, her words carried upwards, mingling with the whispers of the villagers. They stand together, their arms entwined like the roots of a tree, grounded and strong. Around them, the night hums with life, the lanterns painting the sky with hope and remembrance. Haruki turns to Emiko, his heart brimming with gratitude. "We found our way," he says softly, the weight of sorrow lifted, replaced by the lightness of acceptance. Emiko leans into him, her head resting against his shoulder, her soul intertwined with his. "Yes, we have," she breathes, her voice a gentle sigh as the lanterns drift away, carrying their wishes into the embrace of the stars. The sky is a canvas of stars, their light a gentle embrace over the village. Haruki and Emiko walk slowly, hand in hand, their footsteps a soft rhythm against the earth. The air is cool, carrying with it the scent of blooming cherry blossoms. Haruki pauses, looking at Emiko with eyes that hold the weight of their shared journey. "We are here," he whispers, his voice a tender vow. Emiko squeezes his hand, feeling the warmth of his presence seep into her bones. "Yes," she replies softly. "We found our way back to each other." Haruki nods, his heart swelling with the truth of her words. They continue their walk, the blossoms swirling around them like a gentle snowfall. Each petal tells a story of loss and healing, of beauty and brevity. "Do you remember the first time we walked beneath these trees?" Emiko asks, a smile playing on her lips. Sora was just a baby. His laughter filled the air. Haruki's eyes soften with the memory. "He reached for the blossoms," he recalls, as if trying to catch the stars. They stop beneath a particularly grand tree, its branches heavy with flowers. Haruki reaches up, a single petal resting on his palm. He holds it out to Emiko, a silent offering of everything they've loved and lost. "Life is fleeting," she murmurs, taking the petal, "but the moments we cherish, they live on forever." Haruki wraps his arm around her, pulling her close. The world feels vast and endless, yet in this moment it is just the two of them, bound by memories and hope. "Our journey has been long," Haruki admits, his voice a gentle echo in the night. "But I believe we've found a way to carry Sora with us, in our hearts." Emiko nods, tears glistening as they catch the light. "He's with us, Haruki. Always." They stand in silence, the weight of their grief finally lifting, replaced by a peace that flows over them like the river's gentle current. The blossoms continue to fall, each one a whisper of forgiveness and love. As the village lanterns flicker in the distance, Emiko leans into Haruki, her voice barely more than a sigh. "Together, we'll walk through all that life brings." Haruki kisses her forehead, a promise sealed in the soft caress of his lips. They hold each other beneath the infinite sky, the cherry blossoms their silent witnesses. "We are here," Haruki repeats as the night breathes around them, cradling their hearts in its tender embrace. The moon hangs high, casting a silver sheen over the sleeping village. Haruki and Emiko sit on the wooden porch, their fingers entwined, feeling the cool night air brush against their skin. They listen, not speaking for a moment, allowing the gentle rustle of cherry blossoms to fill the silence. Emiko. "Do you hear it, Haruki?" Her voice is a whisper carried by the night. Haruki. "Yes. It's different now, isn't it?" He turns his gaze to the sky, where stars twinkle like distant lanterns. Emiko. "It feels lighter, as if he's finally at play, free among the stars." Her eyes reflect the moonlight, soft and reflective. Haruki nods, the tension in his shoulders, releasing as he takes in the sight of the blossoms swaying gently. Haruki. "Sora's laughter. I used to fear it was a reminder of what we lost." He pauses, the words heavy yet freeing. Haruki. "But now, it feels like a part of us, a blessing rather than a burden." Emiko leans her head against his shoulder, her heart full with a serene acceptance. "Emiko, we've carried this so long. It's time to let him guide us with love, not sorrow." She gently closes her eyes, feeling the presence of Sora enveloping them, a warmth as real as the sun. Haruki. "We are here, Emiko. We are finally here." The words hang in the air, a declaration of their arrival at a place of peace. Haruki watches as a single cherry blossom detaches from the branch, floating gently down to rest upon the porch. Emiko. "Look, even the blossoms know when to let go." Her smile is soft, tinged with the joy of newfound understanding. Haruki lifts the blossom, holding it delicately as if it were a fragile promise. Haruki. And as they fall, they make way for new life. Emiko nods, her heart swelling with love for the man beside her and the child they will forever cherish. Emiko. Sora's laughter. It will always be with us, won't it? Haruki places the blossom in her palm, closing her fingers around it gently. Haruki. Always, Emiko. As a melody that reminds us of the beauty in every moment. A gentle breeze stirs, and in it Sora's laughter echoes softly, weaving through the night like a familiar song. The couple sits quietly, embracing the harmony around them, the rhythm of love and loss no longer a battle, but a dance. The stars above flicker like lanterns, guiding them forward, as Haruki and Emiko hold on to each other, knowing that while the path was long and winding,